Welcome to the show. It's good to be back in the studio this week. Last week, we came from parts unknown, but this week we're back in the studio, and it's good to be back with you all on a Saturday. And it's right on time, right on 9:30 p.m. My local time, which I believe is like some godforsaken time in the US, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. Sorry if you're on the West Coast. Chanel had a word with me last week. She said, why do you start your streams at different times, different weeks? It's like, it's never always in the exact same time. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really have a good reason for that. I don't have a good reason. And so when scheduling this week, I was mindful. Start right on the half hour. People, can you expect you then? It's going to be early regardless. So just start on the half hour, and that gives you a good hour and some spare change before we head on over to Nick's stream. So I have decided I'm just going to put it on the half hour, and that's where it's going to be every week. So that's my revelation for the week. So let's make sure. Yeah, it's there. Let's just pull that back. I'm going to make sure everything's working. Back in the studio with all the gear. Let's jump in and see who's joining me today in the live chat. If I can get my cursor over there to have a look. Before, I don't have the messages too much before we went live, but I know Chantel was in early saying hello. Oh, and by the way, if you don't know who we are or what this is Creator Breakfast Live. We also had Kevin Hawthorne in the house from Lakeland, Florida. I hope you survived. Florida's getting hammered by the hurricanes at the moment, so I hope you're doing safe and well there, Kevin. Good morning to Life on YouTube number 2. Jerry is in the house. What up? Who else we got? Got Larry, Home Rapid Repair. Good morning to all you smart creators. I nearly got that wrong. When I first read that just before the stream started, I thought my initial brain said small creators. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. But smart creators, that's a lot better. I like smart creators. I think everyone here is pretty smart. Monique is here as well. Good morning. Paul Dixon's here as well. Welcome. And I think that's it for people coming in. If you're lurking, say hi so I can say hi back. Jerry's starting us off with a conversation starter. Before I hit that, Kevin's just come in and says, I've survived, waiting for the power to come back on. Yeah, I hope you get that back on. Hope they can get people connected safely with all the utilities like electricity and fresh water and all the things you need and all the other services. Well, it looks like yes, some semblance of internet, so that's good. Ollie Smith is here as well. Welcome. Let's put that in there. I'm going to jump back to Jerry's comment because this could be a topic for today. But in addition to that, if you've got a question or there's a topic you'd like to discuss, make sure you drop it in the chat. Put a Q in front of it so I know that that's being directed at me to discuss. And we can also have a discussion in the chat about it as well, which is always good. Not a lot of YouTube news this week, so what I'm going to do is jump straight into Jerry's first, and then we're just going to take it from there. Jerry says StreamYard is really on its way out with me now. It doesn't recognize my ZV1 in Google Chrome. I had to quickly scurry to set up Microsoft Edge before my last stream. I've been having camera difficulties as well, and I don't know if it's a Chrome thing. I thought it might have been a Mac thing because I'd recently updated all my Macs to Sequoia. So it's like, is it something that Apple's done? Is it Chrome? So bringing stuff directly into any of the streaming software, I was having great difficulty. But yeah, it could have been StreamYard as well. Who knows? I was trying to bring in my Canon M50 Mark II, which is sort of, well, this is the one I'm using now. Works perfectly fine with the Ecamm. But if I need to bring that in, the Ecamm, the webcam utility doesn't really work with this version of Mac. Canon seem to be always slow when they bring out a new Mac release every year in getting that out. So that could be something to do with it as well. But obviously yours is a ZV1, which is Sony, different kettle of fish. Yeah, could definitely be a Google Chrome thing because I've been having problems with Google Chrome since that upgrade as well. They're doing some wacky things, dropping internet with Chrome, but everything else still working. So I would lose, like if I was modding on a live stream, I would lose the live stream in the Chrome browser, but my messenger chat was still working. My different other things were working. Twitter and whatnot were working still. It was just anything was happening in Chrome. It said there was no internet, but the computer still had internet. So, crazy things going on there technically right now. So yeah, so getting it sorted with Edge, that tells me that maybe it is Chrome. Chrome's been doing the crazy things, for me at least. Let's see, where are we up to in the chat? Who else is coming in? Frankie. Oh, the chat moved. Just trying to hit the mortar, but it jumped as I clicked. Frankie over 50 is here. Welcome. Live Stream Consultants is here as well. Welcome, Chris. It's good to see you. And yeah, that's a great question. How is everyone doing today? And a lot of hellos and chats there right now. So yeah, as I mentioned, I was going through my screenshots because what I do is generally, if I come across YouTube news in like an app, whether it's Threads or Twitter or anywhere else, I'll take a screenshot of it. It'll be my camera roll. So before I live stream, I'll go through and find any sort of news items for the week. The first half of the ones I looked at were all related to the Shorts announcement from the previous week, or whenever that was. Was it last week or the week before? It's been flying. I don't know if it's flying or what's going on. But they decided, even Creator Insider decided just to feature some of the minor other things that are happening with that Shorts announcements, like the see less shorts button and different things like that. Some templates thing, which I still haven't worked out what that all means because I don't see it in my YouTube app right now. Some sort of really weird sort of announcements you don't know because they often don't tell you like, oh, this is available right now, or they're talking about it like it's available now, but they haven't actually rolled it out to everybody yet. And so you just got to figure things out. And there was some minor announcement I think that I saw yesterday. It didn't come directly from YouTube, but it sort of came through about some experiment. It might have been from YouTube, but it was relayed indirectly, and it was about just some experiment where they were moving some things around on the Shorts player, so that they were going to move the dislike button into the 3-dot menu so that they could put something else to do with something down on the menu bar. What that means, I don't know. So when you're watching a short, that might come up for some people. Actually, I should look it up. That's a better way to do it. It's in my camera roll. I didn't pull it up. I didn't think I was going to talk about it, but hey, we're going to talk about it briefly. Oh, I can read it. Here we go. Yeah, first saw it on. I saw a tweet from vidIQ. They are testing a new save feature. It's so you can save. Basically, it's a button so you can save the short to like your watch later sort of thing, or some sort of place where you can go back and watch it again, or find it when you want to look for it. Which it's odd that they call it save and just didn't call it watch later like they do, on long form. Yes, it was in a YouTube vlog announcement October 10. Here we go. Testing a prominent save button for shorts. So this is an experiment. So not everybody's going to see this. They're going to put a save button in the shorts player, and to make room for the save button, we're going to move our shorts player menu around. In this experiment, so remember, this isn't a permanent thing. They're just testing this out. They're moving the dislike button, putting it in the 3-dot menu, and in the 3-dot menu is things like they've already got the comments and everything are in there anyway, so you don't see like necessarily a direct link to comments and so forth. Just depending on what version of the player they're going to give you. So, and I saw some people say, oh, now they're getting rid of dislikes on shorts. Well, they're not getting rid of it. They're just moving the button to a less prominent position, just to make way for this save. So what I didn't know there was a need for people to save shorts. But I guess if people sometimes, watch later or save their long form videos, they might want to do the same with their shorts. So they're testing it out to see if that's useful for people. So that's like the really the only news item I have for this week. If you've got any other news items that you think I might have missed, make sure you drop them in the chat as well, because that'd be good. All right. Live on YouTube #1 says Google was good. Now using a different browser. Yeah. I know for a while back, even early this year and last year, when StreamYard was still StreamYard, we were having some trouble with Chrome, and I think Chantel had the same issue. So we're using Firefox for a while instead of Chrome, because we're getting some weird stuff happening. So something to keep in mind, if with some of those streaming outlets, if you start to get some trouble, maybe try a different browser. Maybe something's Chromium based as well, but which will have the functionality, and which is also available, and a supported option for the particular streaming platform you're using. Because I know for one thing, there was one I did some testing like last night, and one that I tested, it didn't even support Firefox. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'll tell you who that is, so you can avoid them at all costs. Because I think if it's the one I think it is, where are we? Okay, where's my notes? Where's my notes app? It's open. It's probably hiding. No, it's not hiding. My notes app doesn't want to appear, even though I'm... Okay, let's just click on notes again. That'll be the way to do it. Okay, my notes app doesn't want to open. Like, I had it up on my screen. It was just behind Chrome or something, but it's not happening now. So let's reopen it. Here we go. What I'll do is... screen cap. Is that going to come up? No.
Stay tuned for creator news.
That one works. That one works. It's on the news tab because it's just taking that whole screen. Okay. Here's a list of things I've been testing. I've been testing Restream Studio, Streamlabs Talk Studio, EVMux. Some ones I'm still getting to, like Stream Studio, Riverside, Live Studio, which is like Riverside FM's product. OneStream Live, which I have done some testing. Here it is, Be Live. Remember, Be Live's been around forever, but they don't support Firefox. That's at the bottom of my list. So I've written I'm out. It's like, it's old. It is hard to read on the screen. The layout's terrible. They were an early adopter. They were one of the earliest in the space. They were going before StreamYard. But yeah, no, they pretty much suck, in my opinion. So Be Live is off my list. So I thought I'd share that. I thought I'd share that one. Let's have a look where we are in the chat, because that will help. Feels like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, that Shorts announcement. I think it was like the other week. Okay, we have a question from Larry. He says, with all the Shorts talk recently, can you speak to us of how Shorts views are really impressions, at least for the first 1,000 or so? Yeah, that's an interesting one. I know Renee, the creator liaison, has talked about really, because now this is all contextualized around the fact that the main place people watch Shorts is the Shorts player. And so it's basically they're feeding a selection of Shorts into the feed and you're swiping through them. You're not clicking to select it, so you're not getting a traditional impression like clicking on a thumbnail. Although if you're out on like a tray that has like 5 or 6 Shorts on it and you're starting your short session, you're clicking on the first one, so there's an impression, like a traditional impression happening there. I'm not sure how they count that. But once you're in it, you're doing you're scrolling through. So the impression and the view is sort of intertwined because it's showing it. It's waiting to see if you're watching it all the way through or if you're swiping away. That's why they've got this swiping away metric, which is basically recording how quickly, are they swiping away early and recording it as a swipe away, or are you watching to the end and then swiping away? And so it's sort of trying to track, are you watching the whole thing? Or you just like, nah, I'm going to the next one straight away. So there's like indicators there of the viewer's intent to actually watch and enjoy the video. And so if the swipe away happens really early, that's like probably a somewhat negative, thumbs down from the viewer in the sense of, I don't want to watch that right now. When it's there ready to play, it's starting to play in front of you, and you're saying no. The viewer's saying no. What you want is it to be presented, and the viewer's saying, this is interesting. Let's just keep watching. And that's why you hopefully watch and grabs their interest straight away. Like with shorts, you don't have that like 30-second wait to try, and you don't have a 30-second opportunity to grab the viewer's attention. You want to grab it like from the first second. So if they're swiping in the first probably 5 seconds, that's probably the most negative impression that you could get, or feedback from the potential viewer is that if they swipe that first 5, maybe 10 seconds, if they watch longer than that, if they watch most of the way through, then that's way better. If they watch it through and it starts to loop again, that's pretty good. And obviously, some people might let it roll a couple of times, either because they want to watch it again because it's like entertaining, or B, they've walked away or something, and YouTube have to figure out what that all means. But getting back to impressions, in that whole process, we should call it a view impression, because it's really the first time you're seeing it is you responding to it, and so that is an impression. And then if you potentially stick around long enough, it becomes a view. I don't know, because YouTube don't tell you this stuff. They don't tell you what the threshold is for how long do they have to watch a short for it to be counted as a view. It's the same with a long form video. How long do I have to watch this long form video before it's actually counted as a view? There's some sort of threshold based on length, I'm sure, and it would be weighted and tweaked to the type of content it is. Is it a short? Is it a long form? Is it a live stream? Things like that. What those are, we don't know. YouTube don't share that because that's sort of stuff that people can game, so they don't get into the nitty gritty on that particular one. So they are impressions, but they're gonna be judging whether those impressions can and will be counted as views based on if the person is actually sticks around, or whether they swipe away super early. I think if they swipe away before any sort of threshold, that's an impression, but not a view. That's just how I think about it. There could be some factual wrong things I've said there. Make sure I get that fact check with Renee, of course. I know he's done some shorts. He's always putting stuff out on the YouTube Creator Liaison channel and even on Creator Insider. And sometimes they do like myth busting and talk about impressions and views and different things and how the algorithm works. And so there's always things like that coming up. So specifically around shorts, that initial part is it's like a hybrid of an impression that could become a view. All right. You want a streaming encoder that supports multiple browsers? Well, because you never know if Google Chrome is your primary browser and then it balks for some reason, that you want to have a backup installed. You want to have a secondary browser, whether that be Firefox or something else. Me personally, I like to use Firefox as my secondary browser, but you might have your favorite. You might have something that you like to use. There's some obscure ones out there that I couldn't even name off the top of my head. Learn Spanish World in-house. Welcome to the stream. this is a good point too from Eileen. Make sure Chrome is updated because it doesn't always update right away. Yeah, sometimes you can see, I notice up in the top corner. Let's see if I can. Where's my Chrome? My mouse is disappeared. Oh, there it is. Yeah, sometimes on Chrome, if I go to my screen share. On my screen share button. I'll have to do it up here. Here we go. Okay, let me move that. So right up here, hopefully you can see my cursor there. In this toolbar section up here, you'll see it says, sometimes it'll pop out a thing that says like, that there's something to update, or you need to update or refresh, I think is the word they use. And so you can click on that and it'll actually refresh. It'll just sort of close Chrome down and do a refresh, restart it up there like that. So that's something to look out for if you use Chrome, and especially if you're like constantly using it and you have your computer open and you haven't come back and you know it's downloaded the update in the background and it's waiting to install it basically, and it'll say update or refresh or something like that up in this top section. All right, I don't know if anybody can hear like noise coming from outside, but right across the back fence there's a party and they're playing music and stuff right now, and I think they've got they got all the classics. Okay. Noted that my Mac is out of date, so no updates from Google now. So it's a little problem. Yeah. If you're not getting updates and you're updating to the latest and greatest, and I guess there's less likely things breaking. Might be some security patches required, but yeah, there's nothing newfangled that's coming your way in regards to a Mac update. Jerry says that EVMux is looking like the leading one for me. Yeah, like the ones I've looked at so far, there are some things about it that I like. Let me pull my list up again. You always get a big tick for me if you got dark mode. So EVMux has dark mode. I know that Streamlabs Talk Studio has dark mode. I think Restream is already in dark mode by default. But I didn't see a specific dark mode tweak in Restream. So dark mode's always good for EVMux. And then EVMux, I find the ease of use is pretty good. And then I like how there's like add-ons or apps that have like a marketplace where you can add like some alerts and other tools, even like a giveaway tool that's configured. I haven't tested that yet. They even have like some interactive games and stuff that you can play with your chat. So there's some interesting things there with EVMux. So I understand why people are liking it. The interface didn't look too complicated. It doesn't look like it's like an overwhelm. Sometimes I'm there looking for things that's like, am I missing some stuff? Like some stuff that I've used on StreamYard maybe that maybe it doesn't have, and I'm just hoping so. And obviously there's stuff that StreamYard doesn't have that I wish StreamYard would have, that some of these actually have, which is always good. Streamlabs Talk Studio, because it's integrated with Streamlabs, then you can get the whole alerts thing going on and everything else. So when you get Super Chat, it'll automatically pop up, different things like that. So you don't have to worry about like looking for it in the chat and highlighting that, different things like that. So yeah, EVMux is, it hasn't dropped off my list yet. I've still got 3 to look at. I have somewhat looked at OneStream Live because I was helping Jennifer with from Creator Classroom doing her test streams. I was jumping in the chat, and she was doing an awful lot of testing on that, so I got a pretty good look at it already. So I don't have to like revisit that one straight away myself. It's good. Like price wise, it's good. There was one thing that was happening there that was only seemed to be happening for Jennifer and breaking the chat. And then when she did some testing this week, I think in Firefox, the chat didn't break. So that could have been a Google Chrome thing, but they had never seen that problem before. But we broke it like on 2 different occasions. So there's some interesting things going on there with OneStream Live. Paul says, I'd forgotten about BeLive. Yeah. If I hadn't just sort of remembered, hey, is BeLive still around and checked? I was like, oh, BeLive. I remember when BeLive was like just Facebook. You could only stream to Facebook, and they're dragging their heels on the integrating YouTube. It's like YouTube. It's like people stream to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, a few other places at that time, but you only do Facebook. What's going on? And they're not the cheapest either. So what they offer, they're a little expensive. SMA Sky is here. Welcome. Oh, we're still there. That was so low that I didn't hear it. Maybe it's the party over the fence. It's just drowning it out. All right. Jerry's always got some good insights on shorts. As far as the shorts algorithm, I think YouTube's confidence is high. It's gotten really good at identifying who to serve it to, so it doesn't need to test as widely as before. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. And now that we're increasing this very week to 15-minute shorts, that'd be terrible. 3-minute shorts this week, 15th. So in like 3 days. So what's that put it? That's like 14. Is that Monday? Monday US time, we should start seeing 3-minute shorts popping up on the shorts feed as people start to upload those. So I'm wondering, maybe I should make a 3-minute short and then make sure it's uploaded. I'll upload it on my Tuesday because then I know that it's already Monday over in California. And maybe upload Tuesday, so it'd be like, welcome to 3-minute shorts, and maybe, I don't know, I have to think of it. I'll need a topic for it, of course. We could drop the news. We could just talk about 3-minute shorts. Hey, 3-minute shorts. This is my first 3-minute short, and if you didn't already know, creators, that you can do 3-minute shorts now, and this is proof. It's short of 3 minutes. Yeah, something like that. I think that'd be good. All right, Learn Spanish World says, I love your studio, Doug. It looks amazing. If you don't mind asking, where did you get those cool panels? The color light blue really makes your studio stand out and unique. I got it from Amazon, actually. It was a pack. I think it was a pack that I can't remember if it was like blue. I had to buy the blue and black separately, but I got equal numbers of both. Just shopping on Amazon for like acoustic panels. And they're just the cheap ones. What I've done, like this board and background, these are all just separate panels. They come like in a bag. It's all like vacuum sealed, so they're all like nice and tightly squeezed. So you'll get like a dozen blue and a dozen black or whatever the amount that you order. Usually they come in like 12s or 24s, whatever. And they come packed, sort of vacuum packed, really tight. And so when you cut them open, they slowly expand up. So you can just leave them in a pile for like half a day and let them expand out. And then they're just on, I got some, I tried different things. And originally I was going to build like a whole, like get wood and knock up a frame and that, but you know, I'm not that handyman, hands-on handyman type. So what I ended up doing is getting presentation boards. So basically presentation boards are like the boards that you get when you're doing like your school assignments, when you're doing like a show and tell assignment, where it's basically a board in the middle and it folds on the side, so you have wings, so it self-stands, but you can just like stick, like if you're in high school or elementary school or whatever, you could stick all your like images and stuff and make like a diorama or something like that. So that's basically two of those standing on top of each other and gaff taped together. So basically then you've got this big board with these two sort of wings that fold in, so it becomes self-standing. And basically the size works so that one panel fits on the wing. So down, say, this one here, because this is the side panel here. Let me turn my mic around here. So from there to there is a wing, and then there's two squares, and then there's another wing out the other side. So the actual measurements were perfect. And I think this is like 1 foot by 1 foot panels, or 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters if you're metric. And so I just alternated them. I kept them all horizontal. You can also, like these ones are going vertical. I've got these ones going horizontal. I had two boards, two set up. And originally they were my backdrop originally, and then they ended up just becoming some like used for actual like soundproofing a wall, which was I did have off to the side when I had my black background with the fairy lights and everything. And it's just for this temporary setup, I've put them behind me again because otherwise you'd be looking like a cream wall and a cupboard and a few other things that are behind there. So I sort of made them. So get the acoustic panels from they're not that expensive from Amazon, and then they come in different colors. So you can get blues, you can get reds, you can get greens, you can get blacks and whites, and you can make your own look. So whatever look you want to go for, and so get those boards. They're a bit tricky to track down. I don't have a good place to get them from. I got the first lot from somewhere. I think I found them online and got them in. And then the second lot, I actually found a place that was local where they sort of sell them, but they sort of make them as you order them. So they have the board and they just like cut it and split it so that it bend, so that the wings come out. So I think I went and picked those up and then made the second one. So then I ended up with 2 freestanding walls. Obviously, if you get a gust of wind through here, they'll probably fall over. So there's that. But yeah, sort of very hands-on, made from scratch. So yeah, buy them, glue them on. I think they're stuck on with double-sided tape, if I recall. So I just put tape in strategic places where I could just put the panel on and it would stick. So yeah, double-sided tape. All right. And we're still talking about shorts with Jerry, of course. And it says, doesn't matter if you're intentional about what you're trying to post and not trying to trick the system. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Amazing Yacht Destinations is here. Welcome to the stream. I can see I'm about 10 minutes behind in the chat. Lee from Anfield Road, lay out in the loft. Welcome. Yeah, I was playing with the pro scenes last night in EVMux, so yes, I'm aware of what they are. Yeah, I got confused at first. I don't know which one it was. It might have been Restream or EVMux, one of the two. It had some pre-made streams. I think it was Restream and scenes, and it confused me because I clicked on them and they brought up stuff that I didn't want. I'm like, why is this? Why is there a QR code there? It's not my QR code. And I just realized that they had pre-made some streams and you can go in and change them, which I think it's the same with EVMux, except they don't pre-make them for you. They just give you, you can create one and then add elements and layers to create scenes. I think creating scenes is good instead of just getting stuck with a handful of defaults that you would get with, say, EVMux or some of the other ones. Even StreamYard in early days, you could only do the things that you could do. You can move people around within the scene between the slots, but that was it. But being able to put everything where you want to put it, including like alerts or what else? You could make a scene that had your giveaway tools. So it was like you in the corner with the giveaway tool, and then a couple of different elements and maybe a background. Yeah. Being able to customize that, because I can do all that in that's how I make scenes in Ecamm. Ecamm, you can basically put anything anywhere you want to make scenes. Yeah, layering as part of that is 100%. Paul says EVMux has some features that I'd like Ecamm to have. For example, being able to enter dimensions for overlays. Yeah. So you can get it exactly right. You say you want your overlay to be, X by Y. Absolutely. Because if you want to get scenes that are variations of the same thing, certain things are exactly the same size in certain places, different things like that. Yeah. Also, yeah, circle windows in EVMux. I haven't seen circle windows in EVMux, so I've got a little bit more exploring to do. So yeah, getting some positives for EVMux there as well. EVMAX is good. I've been testing it. So people have been testing things, yeah. From the EVMAX community, it sounds like the giveaway tool doesn't work very well. Yeah, that's the one thing I was like, when I pulled it up and sort of had a look at what it was like, it would, like, when you added it to like a scene, it would be just this white box. You could obviously change that color, change the text and stuff, but I didn't know what it did, what it looks like when you actually use it. You have to like test it with like real people, and because you need people to like jump in with the keyword or whatever. So yeah, I don't think it looked, from what I could tell, I wasn't sure how it was going to look visually. It's also been playing with adding circles in OBS. Mentioning OBS at Chantel stream on Monday is all about OBS. All about OBS. Actually, while we're talking about that, let's talk about that. So coming up 7 p.m. Eastern Sunday. Is OBS too hard? That's an interesting question. So, we're always talking live streaming topics a lot over on Chantel streams. So let's talk OBS this Sunday. Tomorrow, in fact. I think that's an interesting topic. I've been having I tried to open up OBS and update it and do some things last night, and it was doing weird stuff on my Mac, so I didn't continue. I will revisit OBS. Where are we? Live on YouTube 1. Oh, you've got a MacBook Air 11-inch mid. Yeah, my first Mac was a MacBook Air 11-inch 2012, so it was a year older than that one. And I replaced that with my MacBook Pro in 2019. So it lasted me like I don't know how early I bought it, but I must have bought it before the next one came out in 2013. So I must have got it like 2012, 2013. And that was my first like YouTube machine, like for editing and stuff. I started editing in iMovie and then moved over to Final Cut. So I was using Final Cut on that up until like late the second half of 2019 when I got my MacBook Pro. So yeah, the Macs last a long time. You can get them to last a long time. Yeah, BeLive was like OG in some of the sort of the cloud streaming stuff. Like putting comments up on the screen. It's like highlighting comments like this was like not commonplace. You had to get a few apps doing that. Obviously, Ecamm does it. A few others do it. But back in the day, BeLive was one of the first, and it's become a standard. And if something doesn't do that now, then we're looking at why it's like. It's an expected feature now, I think. I think if you do it like making a live stream software or service, that if you're not able to provide the ability to highlight comments on the screen, then that's a fail straight away. Oh, 10:15 is Tuesday. That's me not being able to do math. I'm looking at I'm like, it's 12, 3 days. Yeah, of course it is. Because Monday's 2 days away, not 3 days away. My brain's not mathing tonight. Yeah, I think we all will be if we do shorts. I think that's something it's like we're definitely going to be thinking about. Well, I can go longer, so I can afford to be more thorough. I don't have to try and fit stuff into 60 seconds. That's the positive. That's a big positive for me. So I'm hoping that's because you don't have to use the whole 3 minutes, but you can use a minute and a half, and make the short that maybe was going to be 60 seconds, make it a little bit more effective. Being able to cover the points so points are understood, particularly if it's like a super quick tutorial, which I've done a few of those. Sometimes you're rushing, you're trying to trim it to give the essential bits of information and to get it done in 60 seconds because that's all you've got. So I do like the leeway that it's going to give me. I made a dozen vertical longs earlier in this summer that I repurposed for long shorts. I'm going to test one weekly. Hey, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, test them out, see how they work. And we know watch time is always important. I don't know how important it is for shorts, but I know for long form watch time is important. So maybe longer shorts are going to have an additional benefit based on people watching longer. Doug MacGyver. Eileen says, I bet most people were avoiding shorts in the past. We'll be experimenting with them after next week. I can't wait to see how this changes things. Yeah, I'm interested to see what people do with them. Oh, even Chantel's found presentation boards to recommend. There you go. I trust that link. I trust that link, and you know, if you use that link as an Amazon associate, and et cetera, et cetera. It's a Chantel, not me. This is a conversation. It's using an old Filmora video editor. Hey, Filmora. Filmora's a good editor. You can get stuff done. Yeah, no problem. No problem with that. Ecamm has definitely ruined me for wanting to customize scenes and browser inputs. Yeah, definitely. I like the flexibility. I know some people don't want that. People just want the basics. But then if you're a power user, you want to be able to... I want to be able to do fancy stuff. Views of my video have gone up since I do good thumbnails and the name on the vids on YouTube. Yeah. If you present a thumbnail that sort of grabs attention, it sort of gives an idea of what the video is about. Isn't clickbaity, but it's intriguing. The titles, if the title's beneficial, tells people what it's about, also piques interest, then you do a better job at that. You'll definitely win more clicks. I'm looking forward to seeing Chantel's stream about OBS. There we go. Frankie over 50 will be there. I want to get to know OBS better. I already ran some pre-recorded live streams from OBS to our channel, and that was fun. So I want to learn more. Oh, yeah, another one. Looking forward to that. It'd be a fun one. Talking OBS. Chantel says, well, if your longer shorts are being watched from the homepage, that will count towards watch time. Same as 60-second shorts. Yeah, if people are watching on the watch page rather than the shorts feed, those videos are still counting towards watch time. Little sneaky piece of information there, but that's true. Hey, no. If it gets people to where they need to be, then I'm all for it. Because I'm not going to stop the stream. I'm going to make my own affiliate link. Here you go. Use your affiliate link. You have permission to use your affiliate links to link to stuff that I'm talking about in my stream. I give you permission. SMA Sky says, I've got some videos I need to remake into vertical for the new shorts, but I haven't dug them up yet since I want to upload them now. Yeah. Absolutely. And I think I've caught up on the chat. I've caught up on the chat. So, seeing we're talking about live streaming, let me go back to the one with the news. I'm now going to click on it over here because it's not a button. I have so many scenes.
Stay tuned for Creator News.
It's not Creator News. It just happened to be the one I'm able to bring that up with because I didn't make a dedicated scene for my Notes app. So this is one I'm testing in case I didn't go clear. Is Restream. I don't think it's at the top of my favorites so far, but it's sort of still in play. Streamlabs Talk Studio. I want to play with that a little bit more. I'm so happy that it has dark mode and then alerts that just work like in the traditional Streamlabs style. So I'll have to go in and like do some customization to make that look and feel how I want it to look and feel for my my streams. If I'm going to use a Streamlabs Studio, Eevee Mux is definitely in there as well. Also has dark mode. I find it's not too difficult to use. It's easy. Some of the marketplace apps is that's just intriguing me. I want to investigate that a little bit more. BeLive is off my list. It didn't have dark mode. It was all white. It was straining my eyes. The writing was really small. A bunch of reasons why I didn't like it. Plus, no Firefox support, so I didn't like that at all. So that's why it's at the bottom, because I've moved it off my list. One stream, I don't think is going to be my winner, but it's good and it's priced reasonably, so it's definitely a contender to be probably offered. I'm going to revisit that one myself and make some more notes. Lightstream Studio. I know Lightstream does a lot of work with console gamers, but they do stuff based in the cloud. So I'm interested to see what they have. I think they have some things where you can. I think every single one of these you can bring guests in. So it's like guesting, not a problem with any of these. Riverside is interesting because they're new to the live streaming. They've just been doing like the remote interview package, but now they're adding live streaming where you can stream to platforms and do different things. So I'm intrigued to see what they bring to the table. So they're the ones I haven't looked at yet. One stream I've dabbled with a little bit, but I haven't made notes. So they're the ones I'm looking at, and I want to whittle that down to maybe 3 if I can. Recommendations, and then once they're free recommendations, then maybe, I don't know if I'm going to make a video or if I just have a top 3 recommendations, because you don't know when if one of these is going to pull a StreamYard. Maybe StreamYard should be recommended still because of like the features. Certainly not because of the price, especially if you got the full price. And we talked a fair bit about what's going on with StreamYard on Chantel's stream last week. So probably not going to revisit that too much here today. I'm going to jump back to the chat. All right. There we go. No problem. Definitely want to dig into more Talk Studio Streamlabs Ultra. Yeah, the Talk Studio, the pricing was like, it was like for just the Talk Studio was like $17 a month. But if you pay $19 a month, you get Streamlabs Ultra, which means you get access to the entire Streamlabs suite of products. So they have other products like clipping products and obviously you've got your studio where like your OBS style Streamlabs that you can run on your computer rather than running in the cloud. So you have that. They have a whole bunch of other services that are related that all falls under that Ultra umbrella. And that's like a premium thing. That's 1080p streaming, the whole kit and caboodle. So where you might pay just like $17 a month for Talk Studio only, if you pay $2 more, you get Talk Studio, but you get everything else as well, which I think is intriguing and compelling. And I know that's something that Chantel was really keen on. So looking at that, Paul says, I'm surprised. Yeah. I found Street Restream was a little higher than some of the others. And yeah, ideally you want to be looking at, if you want to find something that's affordable and do 1080p. I know when I had my StreamYard plan, I was paying the like 25 a month plan, and it was only 720p. And so I had that limitation, but I put up with that limitation because I wasn't going for the higher tier, because I primarily stream with Ecamm. I'm not streaming with StreamYard like every week. If I was streaming with StreamYard every week, I'd probably go to 1080p. I was only using it when I was doing stuff with guests, like when I would co-stream with Chantel and different things like that, where I needed to bring other people in. That's when I was using it like on a part-time basis, and I wasn't going to pay for 1080p if I wasn't using it every week. Frankie says, I just paid for another month of Talk Studio to test. I heard it's pretty good for what we need. It is looking good. Chat logo, when you got to the end of the chat and it beeps or something saying Doug has got to end the chat. Yeah, that's a feature that no one's going to build just for me to say, hey, Doug, time's up. Got to get ready for Nick. Chantel says, Riverside is another one I'm keen to dig into. Yeah, I'm interested to see because I haven't tested their thing hands-on. There is Doug Hewson YT. Melon launch live streams on multiple platforms. Yeah, Melon is now called Talk Studio. They rebranded it a little while ago. I remember when it was Melon when Melon first came out because I had a chat to them. They got me on a call and we had a chat. But I was already committed to StreamYard at the time, so I didn't go with them. They were, I could have done like joined their affiliate program and done some, whether it was I don't know whether it was going to be UGC or whatever. But they're definitely going to offering me to join the affiliate and help promote Melon. I did get an affiliate link actually for Melon at the time, but I didn't really put it out there that much because I was primarily promoting StreamYard for like a comparable service. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Yeah, you can pay $149 for the whole year for Streamlabs Ultra, including Streamlabs Talk Studio. That's a year's worth of access, 1080p, the whole kit and caboodle. And StreamYard was upping their price for the 1080p plan to $89 a month. That's a crazy difference. That's a crazy difference. My friend has been using TalkLab for a month and podcasts they did with 4 guests. He said it's great. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty solid because they've been doing live streaming, like Streamlabs been doing live streaming tools and products for probably last 10 years. Streamlabs making co-streaming very easy and streaming to both channels. Yeah, Streamlabs has good features. Absolutely. That feature has called me. This is like the alert when I need to get off, stop talking, get off. Talk Studio has a feature where you can set your intro and outro videos to play automatically. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. I've seen some people talk. I think Restream was they sent that they got me on Twitter last week when I was like complaining about StreamYard basically, and they're like, oh, here's our comparison between us and StreamYard, and they had some sort of thing where they were discussing intros and outros, and I'm like, okay. Good on you. And they did offer give me a coupon, like a discount code for 20% off for Restream. So that's a thing too. Rolling with that. Roger that. Roger that. The message has been received. Okay, I'm going to close my notes because I think I've talked about all that streaming stuff enough. Then I got to open up a different tab and do this. All right. First thing I want to do is confirm. Okay, yeah, Nick's on time today. Nick's on time. Hopefully D is with Nick today. They had that flooding last week after we finished up our show. We ran a little bit longer because Nick was running late. They had flooding in Chiang Mai in Thailand. They couldn't get to the studio. So Nick turned around, headed home, and did a solo stream, and still delivered the goods from his home studio, which is great. We appreciate the effort that Nick goes to every week to stream, like driving into town and meeting up with D and doing it. And yeah, so speaking, let's just, in case you'd never heard of Nick Nimmin. This is Nick Nimmin here. So he's going live 9 a.m. Eastern today. I'm sure he'll be with Dee this week. And so look forward to that. What will happen is once this stream is over, we're going to automatically roll this chat over into Nick's chat, so you don't even have to press a button. You can end up over there potentially. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Another good week of YouTube Q&A. Q&A, that's the word I'm looking for. All right. Let's jump back in the chat. This seems to be very definitely a live stream theme today. Paul says, I noticed that you can save money if you use their switch from StreamYard link. Yes, that's probably effectively what they got. But I think the way they had it in that package that they sent me a link to, it was like a coupon code to type in when I get to the checkout. You know what I mean? But yeah, they'll offer you a discount, get you over if you're willing to change platforms, to change streaming apps. Makes it easier for them when there's so many disgruntled users on StreamYard right now. They're looking for alternatives, so they're jumping to EVMux, they're jumping to Restream, they're jumping to Talk Studio. So there's a bunch of them that they're jumping to, and so it's something, that's, if these platforms like Restream are obviously actively trying to take advantage of that. If they can offer them a discount, get them into their ecosystem, hopefully provide a good service. So they become, because if somebody's been very loyal to StreamYard and they leave, then if they find some place where they can feel at home, like they did at StreamYard, then they're going to be loyal as well. So they sort of recognize that, hey, if these people who were StreamYard fanatics are getting disgruntled with the new management and the pricing and everything, and are heading over to look for alternatives, if they can get them in the ecosystem, then hopefully in their mind they become a loyal customer as well. And so, getting out there and sort of making contact actively is probably a good strategy. Offering discount code never hurts. Let's see. Yes. They also have a similar based on Riverside. I'm sure they do. Jerry's off to make breakfast. Yeah, you got to get. Make sure whatever you do, once I'm done here, is get that beverage of choice ready for next stream. Whether it's a coffee or a tea or a juice or whatever you got to get. Right now I'm staying hydrated. But once I'm done here, I'm making a coffee and getting ready for next stream. This is true as well. I heard that if you cancel StreamYard, they email you and offer you 50% off. If you go through the cancellation steps, they will potentially offer it to you as you're trying to cancel your plan. They'll offer you a plan. And I heard that particular one was 50% off for 12 months, which means that after that 12 months, you're going to end up paying full price again. But as we learned, I know Chantel talked about this in her stream last week, that if you sign up with a whole new email, you could potentially be getting offered prices, the new plans at the prices where they were before they put the prices up. And that's for life, grandfathered in until you cancel. If you cancel, then re-sign up, then you'll probably end up on a full price plan. But whilst you keep that active, pay month to month or annually, whatever, it looks like they'll lock you in at that cheaper price, which is a big, as the kids say, a big FU to the loyal customers who you're hiking their prices, and then you're enticing whole new people in with the old prices when you could have kept that user base, rejigged your plans, maybe adjust the prices a little bit. I don't know what sort of business strategies they're on, but they like to kick themselves, they like to sabotage themselves. There seems like a recurring theme with bending spoons. They don't know how to really run a business. They know how to they know how to like do asset acquisitions, but they don't know what to do with them afterwards. In my opinion. Anyway, I'm going off on a rant at this point. All right, where are we up to? Yeah, that's it. That's what I was just mentioning. Sorry, this is random. Over 70 degrees Fahrenheit right now where I am. It's a welcome change for sure. Fall has finally come to Florida. Definitely nice for those who are still without power. There you go. She got offered Pro for $1, but rejected that and went to change plan and got an offer of 50% discount. Yeah, it's just really weird. Shark Scrapper's in the house. Welcome, Ernie. I hope you're doing better. I hope situation's improving up there in North Carolina. They play too many games with pricing, y'all. Can't trust. Absolutely. You know, if you're playing games, like it's one thing to have like a standard pricing is very clear as to what it is. I've as part of my research, all these places, there's on every single one of them they have a pricing tab. You can go and look at the pricing up front without signing up or giving them your email or anything. You can see what the standard prices are, whether you maybe get an offer or something, or Black Friday happens or something. You know, we expect that to happen. We expect that those, you know, you might get a deal on Black Friday, or there might be a special offer for a particular reason. But for StreamYard you can't even look at the prices before you go, you know, give them your email and sign up. And sort of say, okay, this is the prices you can have. And we learned, Chantel learned that different people would get offered different prices randomly because they were testing what the market would bear. That wasn't the one, was it? I hit the solo button instead of the mute, so apologies for the coffee. I need to take a drink. So, yeah, I don't know where I was with that, but I'm in the middle of a rant, I'm sure. This is funny. Benny Spoons doesn't have the sharpest minds at the top. It appears so. Yeah. Yeah, that seems to be the case. It says money grabbing. Yeah. Money grabbing. Yep. And he says, my part of town has power, water, internet, and cell. Lots of cleanup remains. Other parts of town still in bad shape. Yeah, it's not a quick cleanup process when we get that. Like we get like up north of where we are in Brisbane, because we don't tend to get too many cyclones this far south or hurricane, like the same thing as hurricane. But we get a lot up north. The cleanup's always, prolonged. Like we've had torrential rain and we've had flooding, major floods down in this part of the world. We had a big one in 2011. I think we had another one in more recently, sort of 2021 or 22, I think. But in some of those areas that are affected, in the low-lying areas, then there's always like a prolonged cleanup. And so, yeah, sometimes they get some things back quickly, like they try and get the fresh water back and the electricity back. But then some of the, like, just the general cleanup itself. But fortunately, hopefully, you know, people come pitch in, whether they get like, I think there was one flood where they actually got some army people in to bolster. After the 2011 floods here in Brisbane, we had what was called the mud army. People come and help clear out the mud, and like people have to like dispose of furniture because once that muddy water gets in to the furniture, you just got to throw it out. People have to, like, if it gets in your like lower parts of your house, any affected part, all the walls and everything have to get ripped out and get new ones put in because they just get muddy and dirty and moldy. A lot of volunteers on the ground after some of those events. So hopefully, getting the same thing there at scale. I know they have different programs to get in and help. So hopefully they just keep helping people get back on their feet. All right. Only corporate types. Okay, this is the whole conversation. Yes. All right. Nimno clock alert. We are just under 30 minutes. Yeah, we're like 24 minutes now, I think. Yes. Trying to get out of the StreamYard funnel is like trying to get out of IKEA. I've been to like IKEA one time, and you walk around looking at it. It's like a maze. It's like a display, like a display at Disneyland or one of a theme park where you go through and maybe something pops out at you. Maybe like a except for the non-Halloween sort of Fright Night stuff. There we go. Yeah. People know what's what. Oh, I noticed this the other day. Paul's got a good point. You know what I don't like is the fact that Gage is still at the top of the streamer homepage. They're still using the same images on the website with Gage in it and Dana and Dana's sister, and there's a few other people on there that I'm sure are either previous staff or whatever, and they're still using their likeness. It's like, no. Yeah, they weren't doing too much up until recently, so with the site. So plasterboard, yeah, I couldn't think of the word. The stuff the walls are made of. All right. We've had tremendous support, everything from our federal government to volunteers. It's been great to see everyone come together to help. Well, that is like you'd hope that's the case, but some different things. We hear different stories and things going on, but that's good that that's happening. I'm sort of glad to hear that, and hopefully Florida's getting the same. Like Florida's been trashed again. All right. I just saw something. Hang on. I'm going to play it right now, and then I'm going to click on it. Thank you for gifting the memberships. Larry, Home Rapid Repair, just dropped 10 gifted memberships. So I'm going to see if I can find out who they went to really quick. Live on YouTube 1. We've got OFNA Guy. We've got Drew S. Ms. Bella Games. NY Nikki Baby. Park Bros. Vieca. Chatty Cathy. Tim Yonsei. Francesca Evergreen. I think that might be the 10. You all just got gifted a membership from Home Rapid Repair. So congratulations to you. You get like early access to videos like the one that I dropped 24 hours ago. Literally in 5... No, I think it was like quarter about just over 24 hours ago. So if you haven't seen that video yet, it's following up with the 3-minute shorts and talking about some things that are going on as why there's some really weird caveats around 3-minute shorts when it comes to content ID and different things. So it goes into that. So if you haven't watched that yet, make sure you go watch that over the weekend. That'd be really good. But members got access to that like many hours early. It was nearly a day before it came out. Not quite 24 hours. But you guys got the ability to watch that early. Plus other perks. Obviously, there's the emojis in chat. And all the things. So appreciate the 10 gifted memberships. They're always good. I get used to videos on how they use the software, but then Gage is still there. It's just dodgy. Yeah. Like if a video is talking about a feature, that's one thing. But just using their likeness just as an image, so like, hey, here's a smiley face. It's like, come on, where's whoever's in charge now? Put your dopey face on the website and own it. That's what I say. I probably wouldn't even know their names if they weren't in the Facebook group. So, we know who you are. Indeed. Okay. I just laughed at the last part because I'm bitter and grumpy. We can all relate to that. So yes. Yeah. And hopefully they did take it down. Woohoo. Just following all those things. There we go. A few thank yous there along the way as well. I always appreciate the gift of memberships. And speaking of emojis, I can highlight them today because I'm using the one and only Social Stream Ninja. What did we drop? I gotta look closely. It's the cool with the glasses. We've got the blue super chat, not super chat. Sure, that's a shorts logo, Doug. The blue shorts logo. It's the Doug Hewson blue shorts logo, and I don't even know my own emojis. I love something. I don't even know what it says. I made them myself, and I don't know what they say. I love streaming. I think it's I love streaming. They're all cool. And I see everyone who's in the chat who are members wearing their different coloured membership glasses with the little number underneath. It sort of indicates what tier, because there's tiers of, hey, you've been a member for X number of months. Different colours mean different tiers. The number indicates the minimum amount of months that you've been a member to get that tier. Because I think after the first couple, then it goes like 6 months, 12 months. Then it jumps up to 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. And they get a new one every year. So, well, there's only one thing left to be done. And this is going to be a quick one today.
It's the last call.
It's the last call. It is the last call. It's the last chance to drop a question and or drop a comment before we hit this. And the very first thing we want to do is big shout out to Milestone. Is it the Milestone button? I need bigger words on this
Thank
screen.
you for your membership milestone message.
Membership milestone. 15 months. 15 months and is a Houston Max member. Welcome. 15 months. Wow, have I had memberships 15 months? At least. Wow. Nice. Love it. I love live streaming. Yeah. I should know. I made the emoji. I heart live streaming. And there's a big hint there. Last call. Doug, you need to make a video on how to create the emojis for your stream. I was supposed to, back when I first created memberships, make a video about memberships. And that was going to be part of the membership video. But I think maybe I should break that up into like applying and stuff, but then talk about just an individual video for the loyalty badges and the emojis that you can put on your memberships. Good idea. I'm gonna get my pen and get ready to make a note once I finish streaming. I love it. Last call indeed. And when I say last call, first day subscriber. Yes, yeah, 15 months as well. Look at that, 15 months. So we must be around the 15-month mark, give or take. Awesome advice is always on this channel. Well, I appreciate that. I do. And I'm going to be in agreement that I am going to see you all over at Nick's place. And remember that you're going to be heading over there in just a memento. And there's Larry, Home Rapid Repair, also dropping a milestone message. Hey, I forgot to hit the button again.
Thank you for your membership milestone message.
Impressive, guys. I was just a baby 15 months ago. Larry's been a member for 9 months, so that's nothing to be sneezed at either. Appreciate the membership for those. And see you on next stream. See you at Nick's place. And we'll catch you over on next stream. We'll see you later.